Hello and welcome. This is Africa in 10 minutes, where we bring to you trending business news from around the continent this week, courtesy Footprint to Africa. My name is Mike Mesikeno. It's great to have you on the show. Let's take a look at the highlights for this week. Hybrid rice seedling plant in Cross River, Nigeria to generate 14 billion naira annually. Nigeria sets up committee on excess crude account management. MTN share price drops 23%. Tech company Azuri partners with Unilever to provide off-grid solar lighting to millions of Kenyans. Enterprise Singapore identifies new opportunities in Africa's digital economy and manufacturing industry for Singapore companies. And now the news in details. The hybrid rice seedling factory built by the Cross River State government at the cost of 3 billion naira is estimated to generate at least 14 billion naira annually. The factory, which was unveiled in May by President Muhammadu Buhari, is sited in Calabar, the capital of Cross River State. Conducting journalists around the facility, the State Commissioner of Agriculture, Professor Anthony Energy, said the product from the factory is expected to meet the hybrid seed demands of farmers in the entire South, South, and Southeast regions. Energy said the factory was built at a cost of over 3 billion naira in terms of planning, design, construction, and equipping. He said an estimated 1.2 billion naira will be generated monthly from about 1,000 hectares of land, which conservatively is put at about 14 billion naira annually. Energy said if we get 8 tons per hectare from each of the 1,000 hectares, each harvest within 3 weeks or a month will yield a return of 1.2 billion naira. Now, if 1 ton of hybrid rice is sold at 150,000 naira, then you can do the arithmetic and you will know we're talking billions of naira. He said the factory will be self-sustaining in the long run, adding that the state government had created a special purpose company under the Ministry of Agriculture to manage the factory. This is a totally self-sustaining project if we manage it the way we are going. It can pay back whatever we're putting into it in disinvestment in 3 to 4 years. For management reasons, the state has created a special utility vehicle called Cross River Rice Company and charged it with maintenance and management responsibility. It is under the Ministry of Agriculture, as it is a state project, he added. He said that at the moment, the facility can handle between 200 and 300 hectares, adding that the output will be raised as demand increase. The Federation Account Allocation Committee on Thursday last week set up a committee to come up with rules that will guide effective management of the excess crude account. The committee, under the chairmanship of the Delta State Commissioner of Finance, David Edebie, has up to 1 month to submit its report. The Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, confirmed the development while briefing journalists shortly after the August meeting of the FAAC members. She also said the committee that was set up to carry out a comprehensive review of the reporting template of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation would submit its draft report to the committee next month. Adeosun said that the ECA committee was saddled with the responsibility of coming up with rules that will guide the credit of funds into the account. In recent times, the management of the ECA has been a subject of controversy between the federal and the state governments. The shares of the MTN Group dropped as much as 23% to a 9-year low last week, a day after the Central Bank of Nigeria ordered the telecoms firm to repatriate $8.1 billion alleged to have been sent abroad illegally, as reported by the Guardian newspaper. The news agency of Nigeria reports that trading on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, MTN shares were down 21.4% at 84.35 rand after touching 83 rand. A level last seen in 2009. The CBN's demand is the latest setback for MTN Nigeria, the South African group's most lucrative but increasingly also its most problematic market. Azuri Technologies, a leading provider of pay-as-you-go solar home systems, and Unilever Kenya, the leading provider of consumer goods in Africa, have announced a partnership to bring solar power solutions to millions of more off-grid homes across Kenya. The announcement was made last week after British Prime Minister Theresa May and UK business leaders, including Azuri CEO Simon Bransfield-Gart, arrived in Kenya for a state visit to boost trade ties. Under the terms of the agreement, Azuri's Quad, a solar home lighting system, will be co-branded with the Unilever Sunlight brand and offered through Unilever's distribution network, which in Kenya is some 67,000 smallholder traders. The Unilever distribution network will complement Azuri's existing partners Raj Ushanga and Mobicom. Over 600 million people in Africa have no access to electricity, and many such households are located in regions where the provision of grid electricity is prohibitively expensive. Azuri has been helping to address this challenge since 2012 through its innovative solar home solutions, delivering reliable, renewable, and distributed power on an affordable pay-as-you-go basis. The partnership between Azuri and Unilever marks the next step in this journey, expanding the reach of pay-as-you-go solar through the widely recognized and trusted Sunlight brand of washing powder and building on Unilever's mission to bring high-quality, sustainable products to Kenyan consumers. Enterprise Singapore, an agency that champions the Asia countries' enterprise development, has said it has identified viable investment opportunities in Africa's digital economy and manufacturing sector for Singaporean companies to tap into. Africa's rapid growth and a thriving digital economy offer rich opportunities for Singapore companies seeking higher growth and market diversification. We are encouraged to see our local companies, including SMEs, venturing into Africa and gaining traction there. We hope many more can tap onto platforms like the Biennial Africa Singapore Business Forum and connect with our 3 regional offices in Africa to spark even closer business exchange and partnerships, said PNG Cheong Boon, Chief Executive Officer, Enterprise Singapore. In addition to traditional sweet spots like oil and gas and urban infrastructure solutions, he noted that Enterprise Singapore has identified Africa's thriving digital economy and its manufacturing industry as 2 new growth engines. He indicated that his outfit has successfully facilitated close to 50 projects for Singapore companies in Africa in the last 2 years, of which 80% has been undertaken by small and medium enterprises. And that's all for this week's episode of Africa in 10 minutes. Hybrid rice seedling plant in Cross River, Nigeria to generate 14 billion naira annually. Nigeria sets up committee on excess crude account management. MTN share price drops 23%. Tech company Azuri partners with Unilever to provide off-grid solar lighting to millions of Kenyans. Enterprise Singapore identifies new opportunities in Africa's digital economy and manufacturing industry for Singapore companies. For questions, comments, and suggestions, you can keep up with the news. Subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and connect with us on LinkedIn. Visit www.footprinttoafrica where these stories were called from.